that brings us to Barrett's three-point stance. Cam Jurgens, he could start for half the league right now, to be honest. He certainly was the catalyst for this team's running success yesterday.
There's no question that this young man is ready to go out there and rock and roll. Yes, we have an all-pro center in Kelsey. We see Kelsey's one of the number one. In fact, he might be the number one center in the league right now since Jaynes is not playing. So at this point, I'll say this. We probably have number two with Cam Jurgens. That's how good this young guy is. I mean, quickness, explosiveness, size, strength. He plays at all three levels. I mean, I was breaking down film this morning, and I was watching how on the first play with Boston Scott, they ran a stretch play. A stretch play was when you block people down and you pull guys around. Well, on this play, Jurgens was his responsibility was getting that Mike linebacker. So as soon as he snapped the ball, he pulls around. Well, he beat the Mike linebacker to the spot. He was there so fast that he has kind of bypassed him. Running back ran past the Mike linebacker. He went to the third level, not the second level where the linebacker is, the third level to hit the safety, knock him on the ground, and free up Boston Scott for about another 5-6 yards on the play. It's because of blocking like that that this offense will be able to run and do just about anything they want to do. Like I said, Kelsey will be the starter, but you're not just going to see this kid, Cam Jurgens being out there and just playing center. I believe he has the ability also to go out there and compete at the guard position. He's an athlete. He understands the game. He understands responsibility. He could block the first level. I saw him with some double team blocks where he blocked all the way up to the second level and got to the linebacker. Those are things that, usually it takes guys a little longer to get. Having, the mesh between the double team and when to get off on the second level. Knowing when to hit, secure, and get off to the linebackers. Calling your number when you have to pull, when you have to get to that back at the second level. Those are all things veteran guys. And, if you look at Kevin Mawai started it, Kelsey perfected it. Now Cam Jurgens is taking it to another level. That's how good this young guy. I can't wait to see him get to a point where, Kelsey says, all right, I'm just going to hand the reins to you. Mm-hmm. It'll be a smooth transition into one of the better centers in the league. So he might go from not being a starter, going in his first year, and probably being a Pro Bowl type of player.
And credit to Jason Kelsey on this as well. He helped scout.
Absolutely.
So he's got that seal of approval. All right, your second stance. The Eagles should not trade Andre Dillard. The 2019 first-round pick is the backup to Jordan Mailata. Barrett, we have discussed his potential trade value before, but you're saying now he might have more value staying right where he's at? Yeah,
at this point, I didn't see enough from the guys that were backing up at the tackle positions. There was a lot of pressure from the outside. Guys weren't getting to the points and really holding the edges. It was a lot of, what's his name, Reed said it? It was a lot of pressure on the quarterback this time, and, he had to step up a lot, and it was almost uncharacteristic the way the offensive line played in the second half with those guys on the outside. And, we're talking about guys that are pretty good. Jack Driscoll, he's a starter. He's started before. He played pretty well, and Dillard played pretty well. But then after that, guys like LaRaven Clark, these guys got to turn it up a little bit. They aren't as aggressive as I've seen tackles on this team look. They weren't jump setting. They were letting themselves get bull rushed back. Who else? Even my guy. When I look at, Coyote Awusa. That's Awusika. Thanks a lot, Mohern. That's our producer. Awusika. Coyote Awusika. Coyote was a great player for me. I think he's better suited to play guard. But at the tackle position, the Cleveland defensive ends pretty much had whatever they wanted to do with those guys. Pressing them back, collapsing the pocket. Those are things that we can't allow happen to our quarterback. You don't want them getting fidgety back there. Right. The only reason they were able to push the ball down the field, that long pass play to Allen, is because we kept it in max protection. We had 8 blockers on the line of scrimmage. You couldn't get any pressure because there were double teams at every point. That's why they were able to throw the long pass play down the field, because we kept max protection. You can't do that every single play.
So the drop-off's still too great. All right, here's Dillard speaking about his mindset heading into this season.
Things are going pretty well. I came into this year a lot more confident, a lot better mindset, and I've just been working really hard, living in the weight room all offseason, working on my craft basically. So it's starting to show itself,
How did you get to that point to just be more confident?
Just really the years of experience, the years of studying, and going through whatever I went through in the past few years and stuff like that. It really drove me to, really put that extra work in.
All right, so here's the question, Barrett. Do you think he gets paid to be a starter elsewhere come the next offseason.
Absolutely. Big V did the same thing. He parlayed, playing on this offensive line to getting paid and going to Detroit. He signed a 5-year, $50 million deal. At this point, we also have an offensive lineman that left here from last year, got traded to the Colts. He's actually starting right now for the Indianapolis Colts, starting right tackle. You can't parlay even a backup going somewhere else for big money because the tutelage that you get from inside, the meeting room with one of the best offensive line coaches, and also all those guys, little disciples from, Jason Peters and the way he plays the game. So that's why these guys are so good. They look from guys that are on the field and coaching from the coach would make them really, really good players.
Matt Pryor, by the way, that guy who transferred
right.
to Indy. All right, your final stance. The Eagles have some tough decisions to make at wide receiver. I feel like we've chatted about this quite a bit, Barrett. Some guys making some plays yesterday, putting other people closer on the edge of that bubble.
And we love Devin Allen. I love him. He's a great story. The Olympic sprinter, hurdler. And when I look at it, it's going to be hard for him to make the squad. Even with that 55-yard touchdown in which he just blew by the secondary, it's still going to be hard for them to keep him in the mix of making this squad. You got guys like Deion Kane. They went to back-to-back plays, 2 straight plays, back shoulder catches to keep the chains moving. They knew the ball was going to him, and they still couldn't stop him. There are guys like Britton Covey, who's become valuable as a returner. You got John Hightower, a draft pick from here, and he really find it hard to get on the field because there's so much talent at that wide receiver position. We know there's a lot. There's going to be 4 guys that are going to be here for sure. That's Pascal. You got Brown. You got Smitty. And, at this point, I don't know if you said Quez Watkins, but you would have to say he penciled him as kind of a starter. But then after that, it's going to be really hard. How many receivers did they keep? They keep 5, they keep 6. Covey, you might have to keep him because of special teams. You got a guy like Jalen Reagor. I don't know if he makes the team because he hasn't really shown that he is a guy that you can trust going out there every single time, running the right routes, catching the ball, muscling the ball from DBs. Those are all things that have become expectations with the addition of Brown, with the addition of Smitty taking it to another level, Pascal going in there playing in the slot, Debo and people blocking on run plays, Quez Watkins showing speed that he can run 4-3, running deep routes. Those are high expectations now that are going to get pressed to the guys in the back of the lineup. Guys like Jalen Reagor, Hightower, Covey, Allen. Those are definitely, where the market's going to be set for you to make this team. It's going to be hard for Howie Roseman to really go out there and cut a guy and try to make it to the practice squad because people are going to be trying to cherry pick a lot of guys from this Eagles roster.
It's very interesting because as I was listening to you at that and you're pointing out all the positives and guys who have really showed out so far, you named a bunch of people who were not Jalen Reagor. His name came up when you were talking about question marks. It's very interesting.
Yes.
All right, here's the tweet the Eagles put out for Victory Monday. Devin Allen's hurdle celebration. I'm such a fan. I thought this was such a great on-the-nose celebration. After the game, both he and Deion Kane spoke about their success. Let's take a listen.
Felt great. Just glad to have the opportunity. Glad to be here. Just enjoying my time here and learning a lot. Learning a lot every day. We have a lot of great receivers, a lot of great football players.
Just do my job. That's obviously what I've been called to do here. You can't really just go out there thinking about competition because we're in a great competitive room, so everybody's going to do what they have to do. Just make sure I'm just handling my own, doing my job.
Seems like a healthy approach is competitive room.
Handle your
Can't
room,
worry about it.
Handle your business, do your job.